I have the pleasure today of talking with John Williams with the Blue Monday Mission. Also, he is with Upper Lafayette Economic Development and, of course, Workforce Development. So, John, I am so glad that we are getting a chance to cross paths today. This is neat.
It's extremely humbling that you'd even think to have me on your show. I've been hearing your name
for eons and eons.
Yes, and I mean when you text me, I'm like, oh.
It's like, why is she texting me?
Hey, I made it.
So that was the whole purpose of doing this show, is to get to meet interesting people, because there's so much great stuff going on in Acadiana. And, I find that news tends to focus on things that are negative, and there's so much good.
I think the news, I think social media, especially in our community in Acadiana, it really has been disheartening for the last, seems like year, where the conversation about our community has turned so negative.
Yeah.
And when I got into this community service side of my life, there's so many people doing amazing things, people that truly care, and I believe that don't ignore the negative, but we have to start increasing the positive dialogue as well.
Yeah, and that's what ends up happening, I think, with how we people quit talking to each other, especially if they disagree and it's something negative.
Yes, stop talking, and they get more bold because you don't have to sit there and go face to face. You can just do it online, and you can feel like you can say whatever you want. And I think we need to get back to some foundation and some values that made Acadiana what it is. I'm excited to be a part of that movement.
Yeah, learning how to respect each other again. It's all there, but it's like, we all need our mom and our dad right behind us, poking us on the back of the head,
whipping.
saying, "Hey, I love you.
Go get a switch."
I was like, okay, yeah, we were raised the same then. Okay.
Yes, indeed.
So, John, tell me a little bit about your background.
I'm originally from Grand Coteau, Sunset. My dad was a pharmacist in Grand Coteau for about 35 years. I always say I grew up with the best of both worlds, because I grew up in a rural community, Grand Coteau and Sunset, and then during the school year, I went to St. Leo Seton.
Wow.
So, I was raised with the best of both worlds, in my opinion.
Yeah, really.
And then after high school, college, became a nurse. I worked at a lot of different local facilities in the area. My mom actually was the director of allied health at Lafayette Regional Technical College, which is now SLCC. So I grew up in that medical field. I have an older brother and sister that helped mold me as well, the hard way.
Yeah, I'm the baby too.
I'm the baby.
Hey, the baby?
Yes, I am the baby. I am the baby. But you know how that baby is. We dependable. The buck stops with us.
That's right.
And I'm very proud of my family, the upbringing I've had, and I know that I've had grandparents that instilled in me to share with others. Life does not revolve around you, and what you do for the people around you is what you're remembered by, and get myself in heaven.
It sounds like you've always been very nurturing.
Yes, ma'am. I've at a young age, I took care of my grandmother so she wouldn't have to go into the nursing home. So, at 15 years old, 16 years old, I'm giving my grandmother a bath. And
wow.
It was a lot of times I heard God's voice
really
through service.
Yeah.
I also took care of my godfather so that his son could actually go to MD Anderson for treatment. And he had a brain tumor, and that was the first time I heard loud and clear God's voice speak to me.
Wow.
And I remember I was about 18, 19 years old, and I had my godfather's got to go in a nursing home. And it's like I don't even remember telling my auntie that I'll take care of him while you and Travis go to MD Anderson. But the next thing I knew, he was living with me at my parents' house, and I was making sure he had 24-hour care while I went to school, and I would come back and took care of him every night. And in that moment, I could just hear God's voice telling me, my son, you could be taking care of my children for the rest of your life, so learn to love it.
So you really, truly got your calling.
Yes, ma'am.
How
yes, ma'am.
Amazing.
Yes,
Because a lot of people, they quit listening,
I know. And that's really one of my biggest blessings. I'm called to serve. My grandmother, Velma Smith, she instilled that in me to listen with my heart, my mind, and everything in me. So,
did you feel like you lost a little bit of your teen years and some of your early, being a young guy kind of time? Did you feel like you missed any of that?
Not at all. Not at all. My life has been very blessed, very enriched, and that has come from a life of service. And let me tell you, you don't answer God's call, watch what He'll do to you.
Okay, isn't that the truth? Because He wants you to pay attention, right?
Yes.
So He'll get your attention one way or another.
One way or another, and I learned that at a young age. So I said, okay, I'm listening. Let's roll. Let's do it.
So what? So training to be a nurse, I don't know. I love people. My dad lived with me for a couple of years before he passed away, and it was the best time of my life.
Yes.
My husband and I both agree. But there were times where it was so difficult because I didn't necessarily know all the things to do.
Yes.
But it sounds like you're so nurturing. Did it come easy for you in many ways?
It came easy, I would say. It's not easy, but natural.
Okay.
I love people.
Okay.
So, and then I'm a positive person. So for me, there's quality of life found in every stage or circumstance of life.
Wow.
And 8 years ago, I actually started a private company called Quality of Life Services, and that is exactly what we do. We take the workload off of the family. I have amazing employees that have been working with me, some of them in cases 8 years, the whole time the company's been here. And that's why I do the type of community service I do. So to answer your question directly, no, it wasn't easy, and it is a lot of sacrifice. I have a wife and 2 children, and I thank my wife every day because she allows me to share my love with so many people. And that takes a special person.
Well, and it does, but it seems like you've got so many things going on at one time. How do you manage it all?
I have help with that too, finally,
Okay.
But the truth is, from my perspective, it's all one thing.
Yeah.
What I do is serve people.
People, one way or another.
Do
it in different capacities.
In different capacities, yes.
Wow.
So I'm doing one thing.
You really are, and you're living out your calling.
Yes, ma'am.
You must get a tremendous amount of satisfaction from what you do.
I do, and like I said, I'm always positive, but, especially when it comes to the creative economy, the Blue Monday mission, and I know we'll get to that later, but sometimes it can be disheartening,
I would imagine.
because that full-on support just isn't there yet. But I'm patient. Some of my good friends, the Jennings family, Mike Jennings once told me, man, you got the patience of Mother Teresa. And you know what? I agree, because I am patient, and I do what I can. And as we got to earlier, I have good people helping me, Melissa Llewellyn, Sean Blanchard. These are people that on a daily basis are, hey, helping me check boxes. Where before it was kind of a one-man show. And
you were just trying to do it all by yourself, really, in a way? Or just when you started with the idea? When
I started with it, I was leading by example. I don't believe in asking you to do anything I'm not willing to do.
Amen, right?
You know what I mean? So I was funding it. I was cleaning elderly musicians' houses, washing feet, bringing the doctor's appointments. But I just was creating the system.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't exist in the way that we do it. So I was just creating, I guess, R&D.
You're adorable. I love how you think about things.
Yes, ma'am.
I wish more people could be as positive as you are and think about things the way that you do, John. All right. So I have about a million other questions. So I'm going to keep asking those questions. Thank you for doing this interview, because I feel you. It's like I feel your personality just reaching out of you.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's just good to know that so many people are out there helping other people.
Yes,
I think we
ma'am.
tend to forget that.
That's actually the name of the nonprofit, Love of People, helping others help others.
Wow. All right, we're going to get to all of it coming up.